On the pardon of Changpeng Zhao, and apologies if I'm mispronouncing that name, Binance has significant business interests with World Liberty Financial, the president's family's crypto company. How do you respond to the allegations from Democrats that this is a corrupt act?
I would respond and say the president is exercising his constitutional authority to grant clemency requests. And the president and the White House have a very thorough examination of every pardon request that comes to the president's desk.
Can you explain why you chose to pardon him? And did it have anything to do with his involvement in your family's?
Which one? Who is that?
The founder of Binance. He has an involvement in your own family's crypto
one, yes,
business.
I believe we're talking about the same person because I do pardon a lot of people.
In today's edition of Brazen Corruption Laid Bare, the president dusts off his pardon pen and gives the green light to the guy who once ran the world's largest crypto exchange and pled guilty for money laundering lapses.
Tonight, President Trump facing new questions about his latest pardon. Crypto billionaire Changpeng Zhao, an influential supporter of the Trump family's crypto business, who pleaded guilty to money laundering in 2023. Zhao, known as ZZ, created Binance, the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange. Prosecutors say he turned a blind eye, allowing money to flow to terrorists, cybercriminals, and child abusers through its platform. Binance paid a $4 billion fine. After serving 4 months in prison last year, Zhao helped strike a deal in May with the Trump family's crypto venture, World Liberty Financial.
Trump, the most pro-crime president ever, has pardoned yet another criminal. This one is the founder of Binance, the crypto company. Now, Changpeng Zhao, the founder of it, pled guilty for not following the U.S. law regarding anti-money laundering. This was in 2023. His company was fined $4.3 billion for their failure to comply with U.S. law against money laundering. This is the person who Trump just pardoned. Of course, he says it's because, Biden prosecuted him. Well, first of all, he pled guilty. He could have tried to contest his innocence. He could have tried to take the evidence to trial, but he did not. He pled guilty. And despite his own admission of guilt, that is what a guilty plea is when you go to court. You are admitting to your guilt. Trump, in his ever thinking that he knows best, says that no, he wasn't actually guilty. He was just wrongly prosecuted. People do know if you're a criminal defendant, you can enter into a no contest agreement that says that you're not admitting guilt, but that you are not contesting the indictment. But this was a pure guilty plea. He just got a huge win from Trump. Of course, he's entangled with Trump financially because this is how Trump likes to grift. Now, Trump has his own cryptocurrency, which is World Liberty Financial. It is where most of his wealth is now coming from. According to Bloomberg, Zhao actually wrote the code that created World Liberty Financial. And just recently, Binance, which hasn't been able to function in the US after this guilty plea, accepted $2 billion of Trump's cryptocurrency into their finances, which helped elevate, give credibility, and yes, value to Trump's cryptocurrency. Now, Trump is asked this question at a press conference. Why did you pardon him? I don't know what is worse. The fact that he obviously can give no good answer why somebody who pled guilty for failing to follow really basic security laws here in the United States, but the fact that he doesn't even seem to know who the reporter is talking about. This is the person who tried to claim that Biden's use of an auto pen meant that the pardons were no valid because he couldn't cognitively decide the pardon. He could not even articulate or understand the question about who he was pardoning and why.
I don't know. He was recommended by a lot of people. A lot of people say that, are you talking about the crypto person? A lot of people say that he wasn't guilty of anything. He served 4 months in jail, and they say that he was not guilty of anything, that what he did, well, you don't know much about crypto. You know nothing about nothing, you fake news. But let me just tell you that he was somebody that, as I was told, I don't know him. I don't believe I've ever met him. But I've been told by a lot of support. He had a lot of support. And they said that what he did is not even a crime. It wasn't a crime, that he was persecuted by the Biden administration. And so I gave him a pardon at the request of a lot of very good people.
Now, just for a moment, let's talk about the hypocrisy related to the actual charges that Zhao pled guilty to, because these anti-money laundering laws are basically so companies don't help criminals launder their money, clean their money in a way that it can be not detected by the government. So they are making it easier for criminals to operate and profit from their criminal enterprises. Or at least they fail to put in their systems in place to stop it as required by law. So here you have Trump pardoning somebody who failed to stop criminals from using their company to clean their money in a way that the government couldn't catch them. And on the other hand, killing people in boats in the Caribbean and racially profiling Americans living here, citizens or Americans living here undocumented, all evidently in the name of stopping criminals. If you really wanted to stop criminals, you would really care about these anti-money laundering laws. It is what allows governments to stop criminals. Trump shows us again and again that he doesn't actually care about stopping crime, doing something like pardoning the founder and allowing Binance to operate again in the United States, which will probably happen according to people who know, will make it so much easier for criminals to operate if they continue to flout anti-money laundering laws.
What he did, well, you don't know much about crypto. You know nothing about nothing, you fake news. But let me just tell you that he was somebody that, as I was told, I don't know him. I don't believe I've ever met him. But I've been told by a lot of support. He had a lot of support. And they said that what he did is not even a crime.
David, and tonight, President Trump continuing to face questions about Zhao and his ties to the Trump family's crypto ventures. Tonight, the White House is defending this move. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt saying the president is within his constitutional authority, David.
If you think this story sounds familiar, it's because it is. This is the third crypto high-profile person that Trump has helped out. The founder of the Silk Road, Russell Albright, who was convicted of having a marketplace where drugs were sold and purchased, was pardoned by Trump because he said that conviction was a result of the weaponization of government. This man who plans to take us to war with Venezuela and who else, and killing people without any evidence, supposedly to stop drug cartels, pardoned a man who facilitated drug transactions to people here in the United States. Also, Justin Sun. He paused a fraud suit against him. Justin Sun, a crypto mogul, had his fraud lawsuit that was being pursued against him paused by Trump in the White House. Is it because he was an early investor in World Liberty Financial, buying $75 million of tokens?
President Donald Trump's crypto firm, World Liberty Financial, has deepened ties with a controversial billionaire. The president's stablecoin, called USD1, has begun minting on Chinese billionaire Justin Sun's blockchain, which hosted the largest share of illicit crypto activity last year, according to a crypto intelligence firm. Sun is facing civil charges in the United States of fraud and market manipulation. World Liberty Financial launched USD1 in April, which was pegged to the US dollar and backed by treasuries and cash equivalents. On June 11th, Sun announced that his Tron blockchain had begun minting USD1, making the stablecoin native to his network. This means that the president's company stands to profit as more USD1 is minted. That's because World Liberty Financial earns interest on its USD1 reserves, according to Molly White, a crypto researcher. White House Deputy Press Secretary Anna Kelly told Forbes in a statement that Trump has no conflicts of interest because his, quote, assets are in a trust managed by his children.
Well, in the Trump era where it's all quid pro quo, despite the evidence, convictions, guilty pleas of blatant criminal activity, Trump doesn't mind pardoning people, giving them a free pass, regardless of how they have hurt the American people. It is all, as it always is, about him.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.